fingertip. It's delightful to have my speech run all over the lake. Might have hurt my nail polish a little, but I think I'll be all right. First, let's give a hand for the children from Solo Gibbs Rec Center who are painting T-shirts. Anyone? T-shirts like these with the Rash Field logo on them. They're coloring them for people to take, so please. They have children's size, medium, and large. And also the Media Rhythm Institute, who is entertaining us before the program. So Mr. Mayor, Senator Ferguson, Delegates Learman, Clippinger, Lewis, President Mosby is walking in, and Councilman Eric Costello. Welcome everybody to this incredible, exciting day for Baltimore. It's about a new park for Baltimore, but it's really about bringing 3 acres of moments of joy and happiness for so many people, for kids who can run up the, well, we've already got kids skating. They've been breaking in, skating all along, but kids who can climb up the towers and run across the rope bridge, explore in the nature park, relax in the shade lawn and look out at the water, sit under the trees, and gather with families in this amphitheater by the BGE Pavilion, where we hope to see families from all over the city gathering together in a shared space, enjoying this gorgeous park and having moments of joy and happiness, a break from our everyday lives. Now, before we experience that joy ourselves, I've got to recognize a few people, because so many of you had a hand in making this park a reality. Thanks to city government for significant funding of $10.5 million toward the park. That's incredible. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, city council members who are here, Council President Mosby. The mayor's office, in addition to the mayor, has been incredibly helpful. Colin Tarbert, Pete Hammond, BDC has been terrific. Colin, Bill Cole before Colin, Dan Taylor have all been so helpful in getting us here today. And our elected officials, state elected officials, in helping us get bond issues, Senator Ferguson and our delegates Learman, Clippinger, and Lewis, as well as Chair of the Appropriations Committee Delegate Maggie McIntosh, have all been just incredible. There goes my speech again. As well as the governor and Lieutenant Governor Terry Hazeltine is here today representing them. We also have had enormous support of corporations in Baltimore, led first by BGE with a $1 million commitment for BGE Pavilion and the nature play. Thank you. We'll hear in a few minutes from Kareem. And I think I forgot to mention Eric Costello, our council member. I was going to introduce, I'll say a few words when I introduce you, but council member Eric Costello has been an incredible supporter. Ranging from, I was saying, BGE to children who were friends of Jake Owen, for whom Jake Skate Park is named, donated $5 a month because they wanted to make a difference as well for this park and bring the skate park to life. Along with BGE is Able Foundation, M&T Bank, H&S Family of Bakeries, a donation in memory of John Paderek, a senior, Brown Advisory, and the Bunting Family Foundation. There's a longer list on a slideshow that's behind you and a little bit to your right. If you take a minute to look at that, you'll see a lot of individuals who are helped make this park a reality and some slides of images of the park under construction. I also want to recognize our board chair, Tim O'Donnell, and the Waterfront Partnership Board, who agreed to take on this new venture for us, the planning, the design, and construction of this new park, which was a big step for us. And our staff, every single member of our staff pitched in so many different ways. Eric Souza, Kelly Barton, Leanna Wetmore, along with Amber Chavis, Adam Lindquist, Chelsea Umbach, Micah Miles, and Lorenzo Mack Johnson. Your handiwork is all over the park. And of course the design, everyone is gushing over, from Mahan Reichel, MRA Design, Jason and Mick Gensler for the pavilion. It's gorgeous. Thanks to Peter and Tyler. And Whiting Turner, Tim, your team is just incredible. Jacob, Tom and Josh were just so incredible to work with, so easy to work with, and a pleasure. I'm going to miss them. So, Phase two. So once we did have the funds in hand, it took us a while to raise the money. Once we had the funds in hand, this park was delivered or completed on schedule, on budget, and exceeding MBE requirements by a lot. I won't describe all the park features today in hopes that each of you will explore the park on your own and then bring your children, your grandchildren, your cousins, your neighbors, brothers, sisters. But thanks to Whiting Turner, construction went incredibly smoothly. I know not many people can say that about their projects. But thanks to the pandemic and supply chain issues, we do have reason for another event come spring, since a few key features are missing. For one, the pandemic was not the time to search for a cafe operator, so BDC is now leading that effort with an aim to have a spring opening. The interpretive signs, the permanent ones with bigger and higher quality materials, will be installed in the coming weeks. The trash cans are not usually a very sexy feature, but we have cans that cities usually sell advertising on. Instead, we chose to use Children of Baltimore to paint designs. You can see them on temporary trash cans on either side of the speakers. Children from our rec centers, thank you, Director Moore and Jasiah Smith, your rec center, all took banners to have kids paint that you'll see not only on the cans but over by the skate park. Francis Scott Key, elementary school kids, Art with a Heart. We have children from all over the city painting banners in the park and the graphics that are on the t-shirts and the trash cans. So come spring, the flowers will be in bloom. We'll invite you for an opening of the cafe, and you can see the permanent artwork by the students, the trash cans, the interpretive signs. So our first speaker is our good friend and councilman, Eric Costello, who's been with us every single step of the way when we needed to cut red tape, when we needed help with legislation, the charter amendment to allow for liquor to be served in the cafe. He has been by our side all along the way, and even before he was a councilman, when he was head of the Residents Association for Federal Hill. Councilman Costello.
Thank you, Lori. I remember when you first had reached out to me to tell me about this project, and I thought to myself, wow. And I remember having a conversation with former state delegate Pete Hammond, who's over there, and former councilman Bill Cole, who's hiding somewhere over there. There's Bill. Sorry, unrecognizable, not in a suit with a red tie. But anyway, I remember talking with them about why this project was so important. Not just to the community in Federal Hill, not just to the Inner Harbor, but to the entire city. And thinking through how we make an inviting place for everyone. I mean, the Inner Harbor belongs to everyone in this city. How do we create a park that is for everyone in Baltimore City and is for people who are visiting our incredible city? And that's what Lori and the team have created today. I'm not going to thank everyone, but because there's so many people here that are responsible for this, whether it's neighbors who contributed time and money to help fundraise, whether it's elected officials like Luke and Brooke, whether it's folks in the mayor's administration, Director Moore each and every step of the way, members of the Waterfront Partnership Board. Everyone here has contributed something to this, and frankly, this park belongs to everyone. So please know that I'm deeply grateful to everyone here, especially grateful to Lori. And one thing that really warms my heart is that we were able to put together Jake's Skate Park and really find a meaningful way to honor Jake's memory and one of the things that he loved, skateboarding. So with that, thank you, and it's truly my honor to introduce someone who is one of the greatest champions of Baltimore City that we are incredibly grateful to have representing us, my state senator, our state Senate President, Bill Ferguson.
Good morning. What an exciting morning. This is incredible, incredible. Look, I am so thankful for Lori, for the entire waterfront partnership. Thank you, Councilman Costello. So I have one job today as the partial MC, and it is to keep everybody to 2 minutes. So that is a heavy task, but I'll try to uphold it myself. So a couple quick thoughts. What today represents is, instead of the hand-wringing, what are we going to do? How can we make things better? Are we ever going to fix things? It takes people like the Waterfront Partnership to set out a vision and to quietly go to work. This was no small project. At every corner, there were new hurdles or new wrinkles or new changes or new additions. But along the way, consistently, a clear vision that was executed every single day is what brings us all here today. Second point, this is a major downtown investment. But if you look across the globe, there is not a city across the globe that has a struggling downtown and a thriving uptown. We must have a thriving, upbeat, energetic downtown in order to create a thriving city. We rise and fall together, and today's investment here at Rash Field and what this incredible, incredible space represents is everything that is good with this city. This is what we can do when we dream big. And so it was very, very easy to join with my colleagues, Delegate Brooke Learman, Delegate Luke Klippinger, Delegate Robin Lewis, with the mayor, the council president, with all of our partners in government, as also Delegate Maggie McIntosh, who so desperately wanted to be here today but is in a dentist chair. And so she could not be here, but I promised her that I would extend her incredible excitement today. This is just such an amazing investment and proof that we can do big things in this city when we come together around a clear vision. So, with that, let me hand it over to somebody that I'm incredibly honored to be able to introduce. Her name is Janaya. She is a senior at City College. She is, and our delegate from Poly and our council president will, gratefully welcome her, their Poly history. So she serves on the Baltimore City Department of Rec and Parks Youth Council. She's interested in pursuing a career in medicine, applying to places like University of Chicago, potentially Hopkins, but either way, she plans to come back to Baltimore after college to give back to her city. I am so pleased to be able to introduce, and please give a very warm Baltimore welcome to Janaya.
Thank you, Senator Ferguson, for the warm welcome, and thank you for this opportunity. I would first like to reintroduce myself. My name is Janaya Brown. I am a senior at Baltimore City College, a member of my school's speech and debate team, and the chair of the Baltimore City Recreation and Parks Youth Council. I have long had a passion for healthcare and the environment, and it was for that reason that I joined the Recreation and Parks Youth Council, because I understood that health was more than just the science and medicine, but it was also the mental, social, and emotional aspects. I, like the other members of the council, have wanted to be a part of the solutions to elevate the voices of the community and to create sustainable resources within our facilities for the overall health of Baltimore's youth. However, that would not have been possible without the support of our advisors and the mayor. The mayor has long supported Baltimore's youth and has made the youth one of his top priorities. And at this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Mayor Brandon Scott.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Janaya. Good morning, everyone. This is a celebration. Good morning, everyone. Now, the truth is that I know how fabulous Janaya is, but also you had to put a Merville guy in between the City College and the Poly person, especially after last week's game where the council president's team unfortunately lost for the 9th straight year. But for the both of you, we know that both of your teams are playing this week. My high school has a bye. That's what happens when you win. You have a bye. This is an incredible day for Baltimore, all of Baltimore, and it's a great day to be here with the Senate President, the Council President, our fabulous 46th delegation, our Inspector General, Madam Inspector General, where are you? Our Inspector General, Isabel Cummings, everybody that came out today to recognize how important this is. We know that we also have leaders like Reggie Moore, we have Kareem from BGE, Bob Embry from Able, Augie Teixeira. This is about partnership for Baltimore. And of course, we would not be here today if it were not for Lori in the Waterfront Partnership. So let's give Lori another round of applause. And I really want to thank the Waterfront Partnership for not just gathering the funding, not just coming to the city and telling us we need $10.5 million to get this done, but for also bringing this project on time and on budget, but also for exceeding the MBE goals. The only thing better that we could have done, Lori, which maybe we'll do on phase 2, is becoming under budget, right? That's the only thing that you missed. This is something that is great. Director Moore for being a partner with the private sector, with Lori, to making sure that we are having clean, high-quality green spaces, which is essential to ensuring that we develop physically, mentally, and emotionally healthy communities, not just in Federal Hill, as the councilman said, but across Baltimore. The harbor is for all of Baltimore. Rash Field, this park, is for all of Baltimore. And we know that it's crucial, especially after what we all have been through over the past year plus months, for us to get outside, enjoy the fresh air, partake in organized, if you're me, or not so organized if you're Councilman Costello, sports, right? To instill not just in our youth, but older folks, seniors, older adults, middle-aged folks like myself and the council president and the senate president, to instill healthy sense of competition, of the kind of competition where you can push each other to be bigger and better, to strive to be the best version of yourself, the same way that we're going to strive for Baltimore to be the best version of itself each and every day. People often tell me that they remember when the harbor first opened and how it was the days when the harbor was a space for gatherings, for festivals, for families. And guess what? It will be that way again, because we will continue to invest in the harbor. An investment in the harbor is an investment in all of Baltimore, because it belongs to all of us. We know that we can do it. We will do it with partnership. This is slated now and will become one of our premier parks in the city, on par with the Senate President's beloved Patterson Park, the Council President's beloved Drew Hill Park, my beloved Hearn Run Park. That's what Rash Field is for not just South Baltimore, but all of Baltimore. A premier destination for where everyone can come to enjoy themselves as they see. This is the first portion of the reimagining and the rebuilding in the 21st century of what Baltimore's inner harbor is going to look like. So if this is any indication of what's to come from and the things behind us, we know that we are well on our way to success. So thank you again, Lori. Thank you to each and every person that gave a dime, an ounce of energy. Thank you to the young people for your vision. Councilman Costello and I got a preview a few weeks ago when we were the only ones on the playground, so I was the first person to climb to the top of the thing over there, because the councilman's a lot slower than me. But we can't wait to see families enjoying this space each and every day, to come here, go to the cafe, enjoy the views, enjoy the fireworks, enjoy the beauty of Baltimore City. Thank you.
We're still on schedule. Well said, Mr. Mayor. Kept it right at that 2-minute mark. Next up, we have somebody that enjoyed this space not just as a young man, as a child, but now will be able to bring his 2 beautiful daughters to enjoy this incredible, incredible space. Someone that knows Baltimore through and through. I'm honored to introduce our council president here in the city of Baltimore, Nick Mosby.
Bill's the only person that I'm constantly around, and people say, Mr. President, I'm turning around. He's turning around. Thank you, Mr. President. Today, we stand here at this park, Rash Field. And when we talk about resources, when we talk about investment, when we talk about planning, the one thing that we know about as it relates to the connectivity to our future is through Recs and Parks. Like, we stand here today and we're excited about the $10 billion. We're excited about what Lori has done. We're excited about the community. We're excited about the partnership between the private sector, the state, the city. But all of us stand here collectively, not for us. This is a symbolic representation of what we're going to provide for our future. That's exactly what recreation is. And when we talk about it, this iconic place, in the heart of Baltimore City, downtown in front of our waterfront, where not only our residents, but also the tourists of the city get to enjoy this beautiful space in this phase one. That's exactly what this investment is about. Mr. Mayor, it's about us doubling down on what we know Baltimore City should be, will be, and is. And that's an amazing, thriving city on the East Coast that's 45 minutes away from our nation's capital, that's a train ride away from the Big Apple, that has water to our east and mountains to our west, and 4 international airports within 100 miles. That's who we are. So every time we make an investment like this, we are doubling down and ensuring that we're letting folks understand and know exactly who we are. Despite the constant communication about what we're not. That's why I'm excited about this. So this phase one investment, again, is an opportunity for us all to collectively come together and represent that symbolic time of the city of Baltimore, of this Rash Field. So I would like to thank Lori. I would like to thank the private sponsors and BG&E and the other folks. I would like to thank our state reps. I would like to thank the city of Baltimore. But understand and know, particularly coming out of this COVID-19, this pandemic, that now is the time for us to do transformational things. The mayor and I had the opportunity to celebrate William Thomas Schaefer's 100-year birthday. And at that time, we talked about the fact that we're celebrating him 100 years later for a vision of transformation that he had for the city of Baltimore. That responsibility is on us now. For in 100 years, for folks that are going to be enjoying this park and understanding what this park represents for the city of Baltimore, for knowing that we transform the city of Baltimore. That is what this small $10 million, that is what the energy, the effort of Lori and all the folks that are around her, that's exactly what this represents today, Baltimore. So again, thank you for each and every one of you for coming out and supporting this, but understanding, no, this is phase one. And our mayor and our state partners are committed to ensuring that phase two definitely occurs. So thank you to each and every one of you for coming out. This is an exciting time. Thank you, Council President. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you to the 46th District and all the other partners that supported this effort.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. I'm excited to introduce our partner, Reggie Moore, Director of Baltimore City Department of Recreation and Parks. They've worked with us throughout the construction of the park, design of the park, bringing children here to help design elements of the park, the banners, the drawings, the t-shirts you can get today. And we have a whole weekend filled with activities sponsored by both of us as partners for children to come to Baltimore, come to Rash Field Park, and enjoy this terrific new park. It's our vision to have people from all across the city come together here at Rash Field Park, and we're excited to work with Director Moore to make that happen.
Good morning. Senate President, I don't know, I think I got about a 5-minute speech here, but I'm gonna try to cut it down. No. Good morning again to everyone. What a awesome day to be here in the Inner Harbor to celebrate the opening of a new park. To Mayor Scott, our Senate President, our Council President, to all the elected officials of the 46, Councilman Costello, thank you all for your continued support of our agency. Thank you for continuing to challenge me to reimagine what we can do as an agency. But more importantly, I want to thank Laura and the Waterfront Partnership for their commitment to this project, but also other things that we can do together. I think there's more we can do together. I think we're stronger together and working together. So I look forward to continuing to work with Lori and her board to help move our city forward. And it just quickly reminds me of a vision that we as an agency live by and believe by is building a stronger Baltimore one community at a time through conservation, health and wellness, and social equity. All three components check the box at this facility. So we got it right. So thank you, Lori. Thank you to the community for your patience. And I can only imagine what's going to happen with this park and attendance and the number of people that's going to come here daily, weekly, on weekends, visitors, as well as just our residents. So I'm really excited to see this. And I just want to acknowledge a couple additional individuals on our team. I want to thank Adam Borman. He's our Chief of Capital. I think he's around here somewhere. Adam, oh, there he is back there. Adam played a vital role in helping work with the design team. I also want to thank Valerie McGuire. I know she's not here. She kind of helped put the financial piece for our agency and making sure that we help Lori and the team. And then I want to thank Cassandra Starks. She's in the back of the room. She is the center director for Solo Gifts. And what Cassandra does with these young people every day is amazing. So thank you for being here, and thank you for bringing the kids. So Baltimore, this is just the beginning. There's more to come. So thank you all. Thank you, and thank you, Waterfront. Awesome job.
Thank you, Reggie, and again, thanks to you for bringing Solo Gives Rec Center children here today to be a part of this event, and to have youth leaders like Jemiah. I know this city is in good hands having leaders like Jemiah come up through the rec centers, into your rec council, going to college, medical school perhaps, and most importantly, coming back to Baltimore to help the city. Thank you. So I want to introduce Tim O'Donnell, the chairman of Waterfront Partnership Board. There's not enough time to really convey the importance that Tim brought to this park and this construction project, as well as the organization, the partnership itself. He was committed from the very beginning and wanted to take this on when the city asked, did we want to build this? Were we prepared to do that? But Tim was very deliberate in making sure our entire board was ready to take that step, because it was a big step for our organization. He also has been on site throughout this entire project, giving advice on construction materials, maintenance, and how to make sure that this park stays a beautiful park for Baltimore. Tim?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. If I could back up the camera, so to speak, for just a second and talk about how we got here. If you look back at the Inner Harbor plan, we had Rash Field's redevelopment in that, and the Inner Harbor 2.0 plan had that in it as well. We were very interested, as the Waterfront Partnership of Baltimore, in moving that forward. We met with the city, and the city was very interested in moving that forward as well. But they said, you know what? What we would like to do is we would like you guys, being the Waterfront Partnership, to take on this project. We'll be willing to fund most of the money, but you need to go and raise some of the money as well. And so I remember when Laurie told me that, I almost fell out of my chair and hit my head on the floor. And I thought, okay, well, I'm going to go and I'm going to talk to the board about this. And so I remember the board meeting, Laurie, where we walked in and I sat down and I looked at the 28 or so members of the board of directors that were there sitting in front of me, and I thought, what can I say to say, look, we're going to step out of our comfort zone and we're going to do something like this. And it reminded me of something that I read a long time ago, and I told the board, I said, nothing great or good has ever been built out of spare time and pocket change. Great causes and great lives require much more. What we need to do is we need to take this on. I could still see a little bit of the fear and the hesitation in the eyes of the folks that were there. And I said, you know what? If your dreams are not big enough to scare you, perhaps your dreams are not big enough. And we rallied around with the board of directors, and the board of directors gave us contingent approval to move forward with this. And working with Rec and Parks and planning and the BDC, who was great, we came to the city. The city gave us the $10.5 million you talked about. And then Laurie and I made a couple of trips, several trips down to Annapolis to talk to the state. We got $4 million committed from the state. Then we got $2 million committed from private investors for a total investment of $16.5 million. And so this park is what it is because of the leadership of everybody that's involved. But we could have never done what we have done without the city, without the state, and without Laurie's leadership. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, Tim. Thinking back to Inner Harbor 2.0, BGE's interest in this park and commitment started back when we released the Inner Harbor 2.0 updated master plan for the harbor back in 2013, 2014. And their commitment was made very early. They got a little impatient along the way. People who know Calvin Butler know that he's not known for patience, but that was helpful. It got us moving. It got us moving forward more quickly. And BGE's early commitment brought other corporations into the fold. It was critically important to getting this project going and to filling the gap between the city commitment was enormous. It's large for a city like Baltimore. The state commitment was a huge investment in the park, very valuable, but there still was a gap, and our private sector stepped up with the leadership first and foremost of BGE making a commitment of $1 million, resulting in the BGE Pavilion and BGE Nature Park. So, Kareem, thank you for sticking with us. Your commitment sent a strong signal to the business community, and we care about BGE's commitment to the economic vitality of the city and its green spaces. Their commitment to green spaces is evident all across the city. Kareem Kazubi, please.
Well, thank you, Laurie, for that nice introduction. And just to let you know, I'm just as impatient as Calvin, so it's going to continue. The work of waterfront partnerships is really so important to the vitality and the enrichment of this city that we all love so much. When we work together, we can do wonderful, meaningful things, and obviously beautiful things as well. While BGE is a large private contributor to this park and pavilion, we know that this project could never have happened without the strong support of the city, the state, other businesses and foundations, and most important, all the individuals who contributed and volunteered and worked on this project. Public-private partnerships are so valuable to enhancing the lives of Baltimoreans. We are truly the sum of our parts when we partner to improve our community and the lives of those who live here. It's how good things get done. The BGE Pavilion at Rash Park project directly aligns with BGE's values to offer enrichment through local vitality. One way we offer enrichment is by lifting local business owners. You've heard before, but one of the things that I'm most proud of is the fact that this project not only met, but far exceeded requirements for minority-owned and women-owned businesses and their participation. Another way we offer enrichment is by creating spaces for the community to gather and enjoy all of our public spaces. As you look at this beautiful park and pavilion, it's a centrally located spot for all Baltimoreans and visitors to come and enjoy the outdoors. There have been countless studies and evidence that spending even as little as 20 minutes outside helps us to feel better, helps us to be healthier, and helps us to be happier. As you look around, you can see that people are going to spend far more than just 20 minutes in this beautiful park and pavilion. So again, thank you to everyone who had any hand in helping make this a reality. I know that generations of Baltimoreans will come and find their happy place here as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Kareem. So before we cut the ribbon on this first phase, we're talking about the park, but this is phase 1, and there is a phase 2. There will be a phase 2. To kick off our interest in moving into phase 2, I'd like to introduce Brian Pienick, CEO of Care First, and a leader in Baltimore, particularly focused on the importance of parks and green spaces in our health and wellness, and in improving people's lives, as well as youth entrepreneurship in Baltimore. Brian, I think you have something to share.
And I feel like this was the phase 1 podium, so since someone got up this morning and put out the phase 2 podium, we thought we'd make good use of it. I'm incredibly excited to be here and just a part of this energy and this optimism and the forward focus that you're hearing from all of these folks. Thank you, Lori, and thank you to Mayor Scott, Council President Mosby, Senator Ferguson, the Waterfront Partnership, BGE, and the many organizations who invested time in one of Baltimore's most iconic assets to make this beautiful morning possible. I'm bringing comments this morning on behalf of 7,000 Care First difference makers who care deeply about this city and the promise of this new space of recreation, fun, and possibility. I also know I'm among the last speakers today, standing between children and their chance to play in this awesome new space. Typically I'm between lunch and people eating, but today children and playing. And so as the father of 3 young and energetic daughters, I promise I will keep this brief. The saying goes that it's not the destination, it's the journey. But I have to say today I am fortunate to be in part of what has to be one of the most exciting destinations in the state. The vision that's been brought to life here is what every person in Baltimore needs and deserves. Together we can make more and better possible. On behalf of Care First, I am proud to continue our partnership and investment in the city of Baltimore, its Inner Harbor, and vibrant surrounding neighborhoods. As you know, Care First is a healthcare company dedicated to our mission to provide access to affordable healthcare and to support the communities our members call home. But for far too many, home has not been surrounded by community spaces that promote health and well-being, or spaces that inspire and engage, spaces that lift up as destinations of possibility and that will become thousands of visitors each year. But through partnerships, investments, vision, and determination like today's Rash Field ribbon cutting represents a destination of enrichment, a destination that supports health, happiness, and pride for the whole community, no matter your zip code or your neighborhood. And as we know, Baltimoreans have never been short on civic pride when it comes to how they feel about what Baltimore has to offer, and certainly the reopening of this park as a centerpiece of renewal breathes new life into those feelings of what is possible in our city. Even as we gather today to celebrate the completion of Phase 1, still I am reminded that Phase 2 is just beyond the horizon, and we need you to be our partners in Phase 2. That's why on behalf of Care First, I am proud to commit our continued investment in the future of this project to ensure its full completion. Consistent with Care First values, the first step in that process is to engage the community and begin to imagine the contours of the next phase of the amazing space. There's an old adage that says, "Nothing about me without me." We are proud to announce our investment in the team that will drive the inform, the vision, the community engagement, focus groups, and community-driven design process that will inform Phase 2. I'm especially enthusiastic about the HBCU architectural design talent our investment will support, as Care First believes that our local anchors and friends at Morgan State University and Coppin State University have the talent that will help complete this project with excellence. My call to action is simple. Let's continue to imagine forward, recognizing the healthy communities include spaces like this that play a vital role in addressing the disparities so many of our residents face, by engaging with the tools and resources to live our best, healthiest, and happiest lives. In a few moments, we'll be cutting a ribbon that opens the way for learning, for movement, for art, for health, and for a new way to enjoy that incredible view. I challenge you to join us in investing in Phase 2 and beyond in this city. As I close, I want to remind you of the proverb, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So let's go far together with investment in Phase 2 of the Rash Field development. We cannot do it without your strong partnership. Thank you, and with that, no more comments. Let's go play.